I'm like you guys. I look around and I'm looking for the best college and NFL bets I can find, and I want it for free right now. Well, just stop, click on, listen. This is Money Pot Betting with college and NFL free picks. Let's go. Welcome everybody back for another episode of the flagship show, season 8, Money Pot Betting. I'm your host. I am the CEO. I'm the president. Call me Moss Money. And I've got the Lord of Teasers with us this fine afternoon, enjoying this good weather when we can, where we can get outside. My homie, your homie. They call him Be Humble. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? Happy Thursday.
Yeah, it is a happy Thursday, man. It is. Good energy. I like, you know
Yeah,
what I
man.
mean? Yeah, good energy. You and the homie farm and the lady, maybe a new lady of the betting show, um, came through and, watched the game, bullshitted, played some spades and put some bets in the air, and the energy was love, man. And that's what I want y'all to feel. I want y'all to feel like when y'all come in here, y'all feel like y'all at home, y'all at my crib, y'all watching TV with some salmon cheesesteaks
Mm,
and some
mm,
good
mm,
drinks,
mm.
winning money. Don't tell me that don't sound like a good time, man. If that
Talk
sound like
about
a good
talk about
time,
them salmon cheesesteaks, though.
hold on. Sound that sound like a good time. Go and hit the subscribe, hit that follow, hit that notification button. Let the people know and let yourself know when we go live, so we can drop you free bets each and every week on Thursdays. This show is recorded, so you'll see the drops later. But still, all free shit. I saw a video today, bro. It said that in a year, in a year, the betting and gambling market will supersede people that put money in the stock market. How insane is that?
Mm.
How is insane is that? And we're just trying to be your guide. You know what I mean? We're nice, close to being the best. I'm pretty sure there's somebody else nicer,
Mhm.
but we're nice, and it's recorded each and every week. So get with the program, jump on the goddamn money train. But back to them salmon cheese sticks as I bring up our handy dandy sports book. Yo, man, you know, I'm okay in the kitchen, dog.
Very much so. Very much so. You can pay me in those cheesesteaks, man. I don't mind.
I'm okay in the kitchen. And it was on the healthy side, right? There's salmon, there's fish, all that, that grease was healthy fats. You know what I mean? That's healthy. That's omega 3. That omega
Yeah,
3 we need every day. You
definitely
know
with
what
some omega 3.
I mean? I'm being dead ass.
Hmm.
Being dead ass. That's real talk. That's why I made him. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate it, man.
Yes,
Always.
sir. All right, so we have college football week 9. I do have a couple plays here, man. I found this week kind of tough to stifle through. A lot of the lines look pretty sharp, not a lot of edges, but I did find a couple ones. I did, but I know you get us out the gate usually, typically early with your Thursday and Friday teasers, man. So I wanted to see if you had anything, or are we going right into Saturday morning and getting it popping?
Yeah, I mean, I usually got something special for you guys early on a Thursday and a Friday. This week, not so much, but I do like a play tonight.
Okay,
Just a single play. Looking at the Georgia Southern Old Dominion game. Um,
where's that
Two
going?
teams that are playing at this point, good football to their standards.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia Southern on a three-game winning streak with convincing wins against Georgia State, 38-21, Marshall 24-23, and a big two-score win against James Madison. That was a big surprise. That was supposed to be the get right game for James Madison after they came off of a disappointing loss uh, 2 weeks prior to that to Louisiana Monroe. They go into Coastal Carolina and dominate. Then they get to Georgia Southern and lay an egg. So I didn't see that happening. I think they were a 14-point favorite in that game, and Georgia Southern beat them by 14 points.
Mm.
So I'm going to take this ship here. I'm going to continue to ride this ship against Old Dominion. Although Old Dominion's been looking pretty good too. Over the past 2 weeks, they beat Georgia State 24-14 and Texas State 24-14. So you got good football being played on both sides. I just think Georgia Southern have just a little bit more. Um, They're a little bit more crisp, 5-1, 5-1-1 against the spread. Um, so in this situation, we have Old Dominion. I think defense is going to be a little bit leaky against the pass. I think Georgia Southern's going to be able to handle that. Where they're giving up over 400 yards per contest. So give me Georgia Southern. At this point, I think the line was at +2.5 for Georgia Southern. That's flipped to now Georgia Southern being a favorite at -1.
That's
So
a lot of
jump on
sharp
that.
money.
Yeah, so jump on that ASAP. A lot of money's being moved on Georgia Southern. That's a 3-point move. I can only see that going up before kickoff. So jump on Georgia Southern at the short line. I like Georgia Southern to win this game. Doesn't have to be a huge number, just to get you something started over the weekend to put a play in for the night.
Yeah, I like the early plays, man, because it gives you that feel what the week going into the weekend looks like. I don't have. I be trying to find some sides here, but I didn't have any feel in this game. But I did see because I was looking at James Madison on the slate today, and I got a bet for them coming down the road here. And I did see that they laid an egg here on Jordan Southern, so that kind of made me start looking at Jordan Southern as well. So I like jumping on the hot hand right now because I think what are they 5-2, 3-0 in the conference if I'm not mistaken. And then
Yeah, the eyes wide open for Georgia Southern, 5-2.
Yeah, on a nice little run, and they lost at the time another the 5th ranked Ole Miss at Ole Miss.
Yep.
Which is not a worse the worst loss.
Yeah, and this is a big game. So I mean, if you also want to take another look at the under, this will be a game that will lean toward the under because it's going to be a really boxy game. This is pretty much for the division right now. Because Georgia Southern right now is number 1 in the Sun Belt East, where Old Dominion's right now number 2 in the Sun Belt East. So this is a big game for both teams. They'll be ready to play tonight. Short week, but they'll be ready to play. So you want to look at the under 52 might be a play there also. It doesn't look like both defenses are playing pretty strong, only giving up 14 points over the past 3-4 weeks, 3 to 2 weeks. So that'd be another way to look at it.
Yeah, I like the bet and I like the early action. So go ahead and lock that in. Get us get the day started with a win tonight. That's a 2-night bet. That's not later. Get it in tonight. All right. Next on the slate, let me bring up the rest of the slate on the bets.
Yeah, the rest I got is on Saturday.
Yeah, the rest I got on Saturday too. Using ESPN bets right now. We were using Parks, so I'll switch to Parks when it's necessary to do that. I'm going to check these lines here because I haven't checked these lines here as of yet. So I want to go down here, North Texas, and Tulane is where I'm at.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at this game. Now, I got it a little bit early than what you're saying right there. I want you guys to look at the total, right? Total right now is sitting at 67.5. Now, I got it at 66 even. So I got it a whole point less than what we're seeing right now on the screen. But what I want to tell you about these two teams and their scoring ability, let me get the numbers real quick here. One of the best two teams in the nation in terms of putting points on the board. This is going to be a shootout. There's no doubt in my mind this is going to be a shootout. The Mean Green, North Texas, are averaging over 445 yards per game, 35 points. And Tulane is not too far behind them. Where are they at? That's Tulsa. Tulane. And Tulane, Green Wave, averaging 315 yards per game. A little bit less, obviously, with only averaging 20 points per game. But it's really North Texas that is going to really push this pace as they are one of the best scoring offenses in the nation. I'm sorry. I read my whole handicap wrong. My bad. Oh, no, I didn't. My bad. I'm sorry. Let me start that over. North Texas gives up 45 points per game. They give up 45 points, but they also are third in the nation in scoring points and 41 points per game. Tulane right now is scoring 39 points per game, and they give up 20. So my bad on that. Let me rectify that. So between the two, right, we're talking about over 70 points average per game. The Mean Green North Texans are doing 528 yards, and Tulane is 418 yards. It's almost 1,000 yards of offense that these teams average per game. Like I said, I think this game is going to be just all day, air it out, running it. Well, North Texas really can't run it. They really throw the ball a lot here. But look at these scores: 50, 52, 30, 35, 44 against Wyoming, which is a pretty good game. FAMU at Memphis, which is, tough place to play at. They put up 44. So this we defense travels. This offense is going to travel. So I believe that this is going to be a lot of scoring in this game. Give me the over on the 66 point. I don't mind the 67 because when I look back at the track, the last 3 games have hit this number over 66. Tulsa 52-20, FAU 41-37, and Memphis 52-44. And on the Tulane side, even though Tulane's really good, I love Tulane at home. Tulane has this tough at home. But on the road, 34-19 against Oklahoma, 41-33, UAB 71-20. Jeez.
You found it. You made me change up a little bit on my little ticket, so
yeah.
I appreciate that find there.
Yeah, sorry for the confusion. I was looking at my little cheat sheet and I was reading it wrong. But yeah, North Texas might put up points, but they're giving up a lot. Okay. You know what I mean? Is really what the handicap is, and they can't really run the ball, averaging almost 350 yards passing per game. So again, give me the over. I still like the 67. It wouldn't surprise me if it gets to 70. I can see this being a 33-38 type game, somewhere in that realm. But it's going to be hard for Tulane to stop scoring in this game. Team totals might not be bad, just how bad North Texas defense is in terms of scoring points. So even looking at, if you don't like that 67 because the line has changed and shifted about 2 points, looking at Tulane's team total would not be a bad idea. Let me do that right now to give you that look real quick here. Yeah. Tulane 37.5. Yeah, like I said 38-33 around there, and that's where we're at right there. I think Tulane might score 40 points in this game. Wouldn't surprise me.
You sold me, so I definitely added it to my ticket.
Yeah, so. and here's another little nugget for that to support that team total. Tulane has 5 wins and 4 of the 5 are all over 40 points.
Let's get it.
Yeah, man.
I like it. Like I said, I just switched my ticket up. I had a teaser in there. I just added that and took out another one. So yeah, I appreciate that, Jim. I didn't even see that. I didn't even look at that game, but you just kind of made me look at it a little bit more as you were talking. So
yeah, I had to get my shit together. My bad, y'all. My bad. I'm usually on point with that, but yeah, give me the over.
Give it to you.
No, Diddy.
Take that. So yeah, man. You know what? I was also, it's hard going against what the money train's been giving you, right?
Right.
I want to take a look at this BYU UCF game.
Man, I was looking at that game, bro. I was really looking at that game. I'm switching up with the book, going to Parks because I know you want to get in some of your teasers. So just to let you know, as we're switching the books here live, no, these lines could be a little bit different from the books that you use. These are the 2 ones that we've been using so far. But getting back to that BYU game, it's crazy. Is there an injury? Like, that's what I was looking for. Like, there has to be an injury for UFC to be favored in this game. I'll zoom in here so you guys can see the line. Like I thought that was crazy.
Yeah, so there's no injury.
No, there's not.
And this is only so usually like week in and week out we've been talking about BYU. I think they are a solid team. I think they're really really tough at home. Um, I like the plus money. I would love it to get over 3.5. I don't think UCF is a good football team, but I do think they do one thing well that BYU was tested last week on, and
Run the
that's
ball.
against the running the football.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State was able to run the ball up and down the field against BYU. BYU was able to sneak out a last second victory in that game at home. That game shouldn't have been close, but Oklahoma State is pretty sneaky sometimes. That Gundy program, they come to
Mhm.
play usually week in and week out. Just so happens depending on how they're running and how hot they are with their offense. But BYU still was able to find out through adversity, being down, I think, under like 20 seconds, coming down the field, scoring a touchdown to win that game was huge for me. It's good
Mhm.
to see. So it just tells me that BYU is a good team. Being underdogs against UCF at UCF, it's a
Yeah,
little tricky to me. I can't get
I
behind it.
can't. I can't. Yeah, man, I can't get behind BYU with that line.
But it would be a little small sprinkle of a lean for me, just because the money line will be in the plus money side. The value's there, and they're 7-0, they're hot. I think one thing that
Well,
the
Parks here,
BYU
it's almost a pick, pretty much.
is
It's
almost a
minus one
pick.
here for Parks. Yeah.
It's just because I think they don't know what's going to happen. I think obviously UCF runs, depends heavy on the run game, so that's going to give BYU a little bit of trouble. If anything, you might want to look at player props for RJ Harvey for UCF. He's been toting the rock pretty well for UCF. I think he has over 890 yards, 11 touchdowns, so he's averaged about 6 yards a carry. So you can probably look on the player props for that side to see maybe his overs, maybe like 89 yards, something like that. I would go over. But
Mhm.
for this game, I was going to have it as a pick. I want to move it back to a lean. I'm gonna wait till more closer to Saturday to figure out if I'm gonna pull the trigger. If it gets over 3.5, then I'll pull the trigger for BYU. If not, I want to be off of it. And that's just something, for the listeners, you just got to kind of, you know, trust your handicap and, don't be pressed to make a play when you don't feel 100% comfortable on it.
So, like Humble was saying, it's just a lean. You would have to gauge it up, so you're gonna pay a little bit of juice. It's minus 132 on the line. Some books might have it at 3. I already saw it at 2. BYU at plus 3. Um, a little bit juicy, man. Like honestly, bro, I got to be on the other side of this one. Like
Mhm.
the line's telling me UCF. It's a UCF line. It's not a BYU line.
So my question is this: are you going to trust the line, or do you trust UCF? Like, just for the listeners? So sometimes it doesn't even be about the team you like or who you. It's just
Yeah.
kind of you're trusting the line, and the line telling you one thing, so you're going to take that action. Is that something you're going to make action on because the line is looking like that, or
No,
you're more
it's a
like
no bet for
stay
me.
away? Okay,
It's a
okay,
no. It's a no bet for me. But
got
like, if somebody wanted a handicap or my take on this
it. Hmm.
game and in this bet, the line is telling me UCF.
Yeah,
Now, kid,
yeah,
BYU come out and win? Yeah, I mean they're 11th ranked team in the nation.
yeah,
They should win this game. But what UCF does well with KJ Jefferson and the running back is run the ball.
yeah,
They run the ball well, and it's going to be waves of them running the ball. And like you said, BYU had trouble with that. So UCF has a path to win this game.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They
And
have a
that's the only thing. Like that's why I put it back to a lean is because I think that BYU and that coaching staff because I watched the game last week with the BYU Oklahoma State because I had a lot of action on that and I was on the edge of my seat.
yeah.
But I was looking at the body language of the head coach, who's
Hmm.
very well known for BYU. He was not happy throughout that whole game. A lot of missed opportunities. Like they didn't play their best football.
And it's
So I
supposed to rain.
and I saw that. So it's like, okay, this week are they addressing the running situation? You get what I mean? It's like I have confidence in BYU's coaching staff that they are going to make the adjustments, knowing they're going to UCF. Like I said, know it's going to probably be a sloppy situation here in Florida, knowing that they're heavy on the run. I really feel like they're going to make the adjustment. I wouldn't be surprised they're running a bear front, right, to stop the UCF type of run offense. So, and to the listeners, bear front is just a type of defense that
Got
just
to.
Yeah, just puts more in a box to stop run plays. But needless to say, I am confident that BYU would make the adjustment defensively. So if it does get up to 3.5, I would definitely take a look at that. Be more of a stronger lean to a play. So I just want to kind of put it out there.
Yeah, no, I think yeah,
But you're right. The
like I
line is
said, I
saying.
think the what'd you say?
But you're right. The line is saying UCF.
The line's saying UCF. Yeah, the line's telling me to bet UCF and probably the under, to be honest with you, especially if it's going to rain. I don't know what the full weather report is. I just see a little bit slight rain, but if it's raining, which it typically is in Florida anyway,
Yeah.
that hurts BYU even more, right? Because they're not a power running team. They throw the ball. So the question is, well, then how is BYU going to score in this game?
Hmm.
So I would actually, if I'm actually going to write this down. If I was building a teaser, this under would be on it.
Okay.
I would tease that up. And that could be a 6 or 7 point teaser, not even our typical fun 10-point teaser, because I don't think both these teams combined is going to score 60 points, especially in a sloppy rain game and an UCF punchy in your mouth type game. I just don't see it. And UCF's due. They've lost 4 or 5 in a row, so I could see them being due here. They play Iowa tough. They play Iowa State tough last week at Iowa State. I think that was a real boxy, close game. So, yeah. No, I like your take for sure. I like your take on kind of stay put and kind of get a feel of it. But yeah, no ATS, no spreads, no crazy handicap. Just looking at, for me, this bet would be looking at the line and the line saying UCF.
Yep.
All right. Next game on the slate. Actually, hold on. Before I go, my next game is 3:30. You got any 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 12 o'clock, any more other games?
The rest of mine are just teasers, so they're gonna be
Okay.
a mix. They're gonna be a mix below. So whatever you want to do.
All right. Yeah, I'll run through. I got 2 more straight plays.
Okay.
And then we'll hit your teasers this week. Boy, I wanted to take Temple. I'll tell you that. I wanted to take Temple again. I really did. I wanted to take Temple again, man. All right. We're looking at James Madison. James Madison right now averaging over 424 yards, 34 points per game, and 230 rushing yards per game, which I believe is in the top 10 in the nation. So this team is a scoring juggernaut and an offensive superpower in the nation. And they're going against the Golden Eagles? I believe, if I'm not Southern Miss, Golden Eagles,
Yeah.
I believe, who are struggling. 1-5 is their record, and they just can't get it together. They switched to a quarterback last game. I don't know if he's starting or not, but it really doesn't matter. He's played 2 games and has 4 picks and no touchdowns. And then the starting quarterback, who was in, I believe, has 3 touchdowns and 4 picks. So combined between the 2 of them, they have 3 touchdowns and 7 picks. So this team is struggling offensively, going against a very good James Madison team at James Madison. And I'm going with team total here. It's a little high here on ESPN. It was 38.5, but I'm going with first half team total. This is not the line I want. So let me switch it up real here. It's 20.5. And I absolutely love that bet. James Madison over 20.5 is a fucking beautiful, fantastic bet for Sunday. This might be my best bet of the day, to be honest with you. Oh, where is it at? Because I know it's a 3:30 game. I would get on this bet right now, because if Parks Bets has it at 21.5, that means ESPN is a little bit behind. If I can find the goddamn game. It's 3:30 game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here it is. I would jump on this line right now. Yeah, still 20.5. They ain't gonna sit there long. Need to jump on that bet right now. Over 20 and a half in the first half, total
Team
points.
total for James Madison. I mean, yeah, Southern Miss is no good. So first, I mean, yeah. I mean, you would expect James Madison. I don't know what's going on, man. They're like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. One week into the next week. Maybe this is the other week, right? They lay a stinker against Louisiana. They come back and dominate against Coastal Carolina, and then they lay a stinker last week against Georgia Southern. And so
Correct.
this is the other week that they get there's another wake up call for them because their season is at stake. They started off really hot. They were potentially could be a possible
The,
late
the,
playoff team, like the later ranking playoff team. So that kind of went away when they lost to Louisiana. Definitely went away when they lost to Georgia Southern. So they're just saving hope to kind of make and win the conference at this point.
well, the key thing about this game is that those two games that you talked about, the late stinkers, they were on the road, right?
Yeah.
At home,
Mhm.
at home this year, they haven't given up more than a touchdown.
I like it.
Garden Weber 13-6, Ball State 63-7, Coastal Carolina 39-7. All their troubles, except for the very beginning, but UL Monroe and Georgia Southern all on the road. I like them coming back home and taking care of business against a very bad Southern Miss Golden Eagles team.
I feel you. I feel you. I do like that look though. The team total.
Yeah, so team
Sorry.
total on ESPN bets, because on Parks it is 20 and a half. So like we always say and we always teach, got to have more than multiple books. Make sure you get the best line, and you don't want the 21 and a half, to be honest, because it could be easily 20, 21 nothing, 24-3. Those are all kind of real numbers that would fall. So sorry that I'm not looking, because I didn't put this bet in myself. So I'm putting in the joint right now, because we're gonna go. I've been doing half unit bets, but this is one of my best bets of the week between college and NFL. So I'll do a full unit on this one.
Nice.
All right. Let me just click it to make it official.
Here we go. Always about
All
being official.
We got one more bet, and then we go into the teaser hustler himself. Be hustling these teasers. Now, this game that I'm about to talk about, storied history game, primetime game, and stars will probably be out, maybe for one side at least. I get rivalry games. You take the handicap out, you take everything out, and it's just what it is. It's a rivalry game. But Florida State is fucking horrible. Like, they are horrible.
Pretty bad, man.
And they have literally, this is not cap. This is not, and then let me go run and check. I know this for a fact. Miami has the best offense in the nation by the statistical numbers. They have the best offense in the nation. So you have the worst team, one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the ACC, and possibly one of the worst teams in the nation, statistically, from a yards per game. Their starting quarterback is out. The backup don't look like nothing. Against this red hot Miami team, I get it. Them boys gonna get up for this game. But, bro, give me Miami minus 21, dog. Give me Miami minus the 21. It should be really 24 and a half. I think this line is wrong. I think they're baking in the fact that this is a rivalry game. But it's just not going to be. It's not. This game is going to get out of hand, bro. This is a game. This is a game, right? You like the 21, take the 21. But this is a game where you push the envelope.
Uh-huh.
This is the game you go 27 and a half to get the extra juice, because this very well might be a blowout. This should be a blowout. Like, I would be really shocked if Florida State showed up in this game.
Yeah, Florida State is not good. Not good at all.
Shocked if Florida State shows up in this game.
Now, are you safer with the 2021, or would you look at the first half? Would you look at something like that too to get a shorter?
I feel good about the 20. Just because I think it protects me if Miami comes out a little bit flat.
Okay.
Because they know they should win this game. Right. But again, it's a rivalry game. So these cats are going to be up for this, like both sides. You know what I mean? I think, what year was it? Was it last year when they played and Florida State was talking about y'all should come here? Like, why don't we know why y'all going to Miami?
Well, that was Miami, Florida Gators.
That was Miami, Florida Gators. I'm sorry.
That was this year. That was
this year. Yeah.
And so that's the only thing I think. To your point when you first opened up, talking about rivalry games, I think it's a problem with this new college football that we're living in right now, with transfers popping in and out from school to school. Unless a rivalry game is really baked into the system and the fabric of the team, then rivalry games really don't mean much at all. You know what I mean? It's not like Army Navy. It's not like Michigan. Right. You know what I'm saying? Michigan, Ohio State, where you're going there, and we just, hey, I don't give a shit who we play or beat. We got to beat this team. Yeah. I don't know if that's happening in Florida State. I don't know if they're like, hey, we got to beat Miami in this game. I don't feel like that. I feel like these kids are jumping from school to school, which they don't understand rivalries and or the hardship of going into this game. You know what I mean? Like even the Red River rivalry, like. Even the biggest players are like coming from another crazy like it's just so I don't know. I don't put too much right now anymore. I don't put too much weight into rivalry games unless we're talking about the big core ones. So this I don't know. I just think Florida State's bad. I think you're right on the money with the number. I think Miami should handle business. I think Cam Ward should probably be leading the votes in Heisman trophies. He makes it look real easy out there. He doesn't make many mistakes. He looks real comfortable. So I would also look at too on this game is probably team totals. Look at Miami's team totals to see where that's at. That might be another spot. If you don't feel comfortable in laying a big number, you might feel
they didn't even lay it. They even laid in line.
Right. So it's going to be like 30, 34-ish. It's going to be around that area.
I think it might be more than that, man. They might throw a 40 burger on these cats.
But I like your play, man. I'm gonna put that. I'm write that down and put that down as a lane to definitely look at. Even if I decide to tease them down to like maybe 10.5, something like that, with a play. So I do like that.
Yeah,
I did have them. I did have the circle. I didn't put it on my board though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's so much history there, and I get it. But I think you're spot on with these kids don't see that anymore, like it used to be back in the day. And then it's just like it's such a night and day team. Like, I mean, the way Florida State has fallen off, like, man, like I don't think I've ever
fireable. Like, are you like your team was undefeated last year, should have been in the final in the playoff, the Final Four, whatever you want to say. And then your next season, has it been that much of an impact to that? Like, did them not making the playoffs impact them that much where they completely quit? Or like what's happening in Florida State? Like that's my question. Like, wow.
Yeah, I have no idea, bro. Like I said, you would think so, just that fall, but I don't think so. I think he's a good coach. They got to give him time to replenish what they have there. They thought DJ was going to be a spark, and he wasn't. He wasn't the guy that they thought that they got, which is I don't understand how they didn't know. You know, they saw him in Clemson. Where'd he go? Was that Oklahoma or Oregon State? Oklahoma, right?
Who? He went to Oregon State. He came from Oregon State. He started in Clemson and got pushed out of Clemson. Then Oregon State's coach left, so he decided he wanted to leave. Is my camera off?
Yeah, I lost the camera.
Okay, I don't know what happened there. I mean,
maybe I'll plug it back in.
Yeah.
So the team total for Miami is 37.5.
37.5. I like. Well, yeah, let's get over 30.
37.5. And then Florida State was, there you go. Florida State is 16.5.
Yeah, I mean,
So even
like,
right there,
mhm.
like even right there, like 30, that's the total. Like they're saying they're going to score over. The 21 is right there bait if they hit those numbers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nice.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, man. One more lean here before we get to the teasers. Let me see how we doing on time. Okay, getting close to how much we want to talk about college. Is I got to go back. I've been betting them every game. Got to ask everybody: do you believe?
Mm.
Do you
Hey,
believe? And
he's shutting me up.
this week is going to be an interesting game, and this is why this is going to be an interesting game because Cincinnati, what's that? The Bearcats.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, good team coming into Colorado, but I think Colorado has found the formula defensively. And what is that formula? It's pretty simple. Travis Hunter, go guard their best receiver and don't make sure he don't do shit. And it's putting teams in different spots where when they have a top heavy receiving core, because what's your space doesn't, right? They just pass a lot. But Colorado, the Buffs do spread the ball around. But the problem is when they come in with, just like Arizona, they came in, is it McMillan? I think it is. Is that, yeah.
But Arizona's been they haven't been playing good football going into that game.
That is true. But I mean, they had their star. Like he's a legit, maybe best receiver in the nation, or in the conversation of it. The cat out there in Arizona. But when I look at just the game flow of this, and I look at the statistics here, with the Bearcats, Xavier Henderson is their top receiver, 541 yards, 4 touchdowns, and next is a tight end, Joe Royer, and then next is Tony Johnson. Now look how that distribute the ball in terms of reception. So they're a little bit more balanced than like say a Arizona. Like Arizona kid had like 600 yards. The next closest guy had like 190. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where that imbalances come, and that's tough to deal with. But our Cincinnati, very balanced team. Quarterbacks okay. Brendan Shorsberg, 13 touchdowns, 4 picks, almost 2,000 yards, and about almost close to 70%, 67% passing completion. So really, really good team. So okay, is playing in Buffalo a real deal? I mean, sorry, playing in Colorado, a big deal with that altitude. Is Cincinnati going to be able to do that? East Coast team traveling all the way to the West Coast. The Buffs have a decent home field advantage. You're under the bright lights. You got the TOs. You got the Warren Sapps. You got who was there last game? I think there was some movie stars who showed up in that last game. So 10 o'clock game. So you got the bright lights, which they are used to. This line, I think, is too high, though. I think you think it should be a little bit more like 3.5, maybe 3. I think these teams might be even on a regular playing field. So for my bet here, I would lean Cincinnati, actually, with the points.
You don't believe, huh? You don't believe, huh?
It's tough, man. This is a tough game to handicap, man. And I wanted to keep the handicap on my game here going. My bet here would be, as part of that teaser I talked about before with that under, I forget what game it was, but I would actually tee Cincinnati up.
Okay.
And get them through double digits.
Okay.
Right. I think, this is one of your sayings. I think this is going to be a really boxy type game.
Uh-huh.
I do. I think this is a really boxy type game. And Cincinnati's got some good wins, right? At UCF won, tough against Texas Tech. I think that was a last second score. And so does Colorado State. They played Kansas State tough at home, beat UCF as well. Baylor ain't shit. So we thought Baylor was better than what they were. So really boxy game. but I would lean Cincinnati with the points, and they're going to be in one of my teasers that I'm building right now. So
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you're spot on. I thought that was a big number for Colorado.
yeah, I think it's
But
a big number too. Yeah, I agree.
salute right now is still early. We're about the just getting to the midway point of the season. There's a lot of hype around Colorado as it's been for the last 2 years since Dion has stepped into the building. And I gotta salute Dion for getting his team motivated. And they're what, 4-2 right now, or
Yeah,
what I mean, like he's moving in that progress of 5-2. Apologize. They're what, one game away from bowl eligibility. Potentially future if they can kind of do their thing you know to end the season strong. It can possibly be a playoff team. Um,
out for
I
coach of the year.
still
Still.
I
Got it.
still think Colorado is still Colorado. There's some dynamic players on the team. I think the line still needs some work. The defense has gotten better. They have looked better, but is it them looking better, or is it the competition is not as good as we expected them to be? So I'm
Well,
kind of like
I
a
think this
here.
is where we're at though. Like this is where we're getting to that point, right? They think about it, they faced UCF, they played Kansas State, they played Arizona. Now they're going to play Cincinnati, Texas Tech, and Utah. Right? Those are three tough games. Even though Utah kind of is falling off because Rising's done, but at Texas Tech is going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the spot. So we'll see. I'm off it. I think you're spot on with the plus points and getting them. I don't see them beating Cincinnati by 2 scores unless they just don't show up there. So I think Cincinnati keeps games close regardless. I think they're well coached. Um, so yeah, I think you're spot on with that teaser. Get them up to the 2 scores. Would it be what, 7 + 5? So yeah, you're right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like the going through the key the 10.5.
Mhm.
I don't think they're going to beat them by 10 points. It would surprise me if they beat them by 10.
Yeah, you're through the key number. So
Yeah,
yeah.
cool. All right, let's
All
run
right,
those
man.
teams,
I know we
baby.
gotta try to run this through. So, I have 3 teasers. So we're gonna start with this one. This is a tight one though. This is gonna be more of a 1 unit play here. It'll be two team 7 point teaser. We're gonna look at the first game. We're gonna look at is Washington, Indiana. Um, Another team here. I think that are kind of on opposite trends. Right? Like I think Washington obviously had a big year last year with Penix at quarterback. They had their coach that's now at Alabama transfer out, get a new job. So I think it's kind of a rebuild a little bit for Washington. So that's where you're seeing that leakiness and stability. I think they're a 4-3 team right now.
Mhm.
And you're looking at a team going to Atlanta. So you got the West Coast coming all the way across the East Coast to Indiana in a big hostile environment right now because the hype train is real in Indiana. Usually this time of year, we talking about basketball for Indiana, the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team. But right now, we ain't talking about basketball right now for Indiana. We talk about their football team. Their football team has been dominant. They haven't lost a game. Like, when do we ever think Indiana in the Big Ten would be undefeated? 4-0 in the conference, 7-0 on the season, and
Mm.
they're doing it with style. I mean, damn, did they take Nebraska last week to the woodshed? And
Mhm.
Washington seems like they can't get right when they play East Coast teams. I think they came over here, they played Rutgers and lost. Um, I think this is a bad spot for Washington. Now the line is only 6 because um, Signetti, Coach Signetti, Kurt Signetti. Obviously, that was, and the people don't know who Coach Signetti is. He's a first year coach at Indiana. Completely changed his program. Obviously, as we see them 7-0. But this was the same coach that coached at James Madison, that had James Madison going crazy through the roof. And to his quote, he says, "I just win. I'm a winner." And I
Mm.
believe it because he's showing it with marginal programs and building them to be dominant programs. And that's what Indiana looks like they're going to be this year. So I like Signetti. Now they did lose their starting quarterback in Curtis Rourke. I think he has a thumb injury. I think he's going to be, day to day, potentially week to week. But he will not be playing this week. Their backup, who has seen it some time, is a freshman, um, Taven Jackson, who stepped in last week in that route in Nebraska. I think only missed one pass. I think he went eight for 9 and 2 touchdowns. So I think it's kind of a plug and play system for Indiana. I think they'll be able to cover. I think they'll be able to win the game. So I'm going to tease them down from 6.5 to a win, pretty much to a pick or to a
Yep.
plus a half. And we're going to go over to Penn State Wisconsin game,
Mm.
right? Um,
Mhm.
this is more me taking this game because I think Penn State is a good, solid football team and is going to make noise in the playoffs. I think they're a playoff team. I think they're going to be a team that we're going to be watching closely, especially here, guys in the Pennsylvania area. East Coast guys are going to be looking at Penn State. This could be their year where they're making noise. I think there's a lot of um, this. If any year of Penn State can do anything and make noise, is this year. Minus Georgia, that's really kind of like excelling through that team that seems to be untouchable. I think it's going to be a playoff time. It's going to be really good football in playoffs, and I think Penn State's going to be part of that. This is a tricky game. Going to Wisconsin in that rough environment, it's going to be very, very loud. But you got Penn State coming off a bye. They had a really big, huge win against USC last or 2 weeks ago. Went over to the West
Mhm.
Coast, handled their business, looked real good out there. Was able to escape out there and get a win. That's a tough place to play. Now they're going to Wisconsin off a bye. So I think they're going to be able to be prepared for this game. This line is a little bit shorter because Wisconsin, over the past 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, have been playing really good complementary football. Um, so with that being said, it is going to be a tough environment, tough place to play. I just think Penn State is going to edge them out just a little bit. 'Cause I think they just are a better team. So give me
Mhm.
them to ultimately the same number to a plus a half or to a pick. So we're going
Yep.
to take Penn State and Indiana on a two-team teaser.
Okay. Got it locked in. Now, some spots have a $1.20 here. Right here, Bets Park's a little bit juicy with the minus 141. So, shop around to get the better number on your odds if you like this teaser bet.
And
All right,
I'll
bro.
run through these next two. This is a three-team teaser. This is a totals teaser, so 10
Okay.
points. This is the one that you kind of helped me adjust. Uh, 10-point teasers for UNLV versus Boise State. This is going to be a game. It's going to be going up and down the field. It's going to be an exciting game. So if you get an opportunity to watch it, definitely watch it. UNLV is a pretty electric offense. They move up and down the field. Very tricky looking offense. So if you haven't got a chance to look at UNLV, it's probably nice to look at them versus Boise State. I think this game is it at Boise? No, it's in Vegas. But then you have Boise State, who has ultimately or arguably probably the Heisman Trophy leader right now in Gentry as their running back that seems to be doing this thing. So this is a good game to watch. I think this game's going to be going up and down the field. We're going to take it from 64 to 54 if that's the line right now from what I had it.
Yep.
And we're going to go over.
Yep.
We're going to look at UNC versus Virginia. Now we know about UNC. They can't stop a nosebleed. And we know Virginia likes to score too. I think these are two teams that are going to be able to put points on the board.
this is
Um,
this one's coming out good. I like this one.
yeah. So we're going to look at, I think the line is 59. We're going to look at over 49.
Yep.
It's going to be a track field type of game, up and down the field, just like Boise UNLV. And then the last game we're going to look at is the game that you talked about, North Texas versus Tulane. I think you were spot on your handicap with that line being 67. So hey,
Yep.
let's bring them down to 57. Let's at least hit the 60 mark between both these teams. I think they'll be able to do that. My original play was going to be was Colorado versus Oregon State. That line was a little bit shorter at 49. I thought to bring them down to 39 and a half and go over. Colorado, I
Come
mean,
on, next
sorry,
week.
not Colorado, California.
Okay.
California is a team that can throw the ball. They're heavy on the quarterback play, passing the ball. You've seen in their past games they're able to put points up on the scoreboard. Oregon State obviously know they can do that too. So that's why I looked at over 39 was a good play there too. So I think between those two and your play, the North Texas Tulane, you can
Mm-hmm.
hit either of those if whatever you're comfortable with your teasing them down 10 points and going over.
Yeah, so again, with this bet for the 3-leg teaser, that's over 54, over 49, and then over 57 now at this point. Got to shop around. Can't do it on Bets Parks for those 3-leg 10.2. Actually, I'm sorry, you can't do total teasers on Bet Parks at all.
Mm-hmm.
So you might have to shop around for that. So just a FYI. All right, finish us up.
All right, last one. 3-team teaser, 10-point. We're gonna go Notre Dame at Navy. Listen.
Notre Dame's a good team.
Notre Dame's a good team. Navy's a good team. Okay, these two. between Navy and Army. I mean, God, that's going to be a hell of a game. There's usually not too many games I'm looking forward to, especially an Army Navy game. Obviously, I live in Philadelphia, so we get that in
You
our
ever been to a
backyard.
game? Army
I've never
Navy
been
game?
to Army Navy game. I've never been to one. I would like to experience one. I haven't. Um, but I think going back to this game, Notre Dame at Navy, I think it's going to be a huge game. I think there's going to be a lot of pageantry inside that building over there in Annapolis. I think the hype is going to be there. I think Navy's going to be prepared to play. I'm going to tease them up to 23 and a half points. I just don't see how Notre
Mhm.
Dame can win this game by more than 3 scores. I mean, just even a game flow, the gameplay is not like Notre Dame is this offensive juggernaut that's scoring 50 points a game where Navy will have to keep up. I think the way Navy plays, the game is going to be kind of close anyway because Navy is going to be more heavy on the run, the options
Mhm.
slash, is a little bit different than the triple option than they've been in the past. What
I
they've
was about to
known to
say they changed up, right?
they've
There's not
changed up. So
full,
if you
yeah, it's not
pass the
full
ball
triple
out,
option.
but
Yeah,
they're still who they are. It's still Navy. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I just don't see them losing by more than 23 and a half points. That doesn't make sense to me. So I'm going to move that up to 23 and a half. I think the line is at 13 and a half. Give me 10 points to take Navy at 23 and a half.
Yeah, keep going. I'll catch up with you.
We're going to go Illinois at Oregon. Listen, it seems like Oregon's been a hellhole for a lot of teams going into Oregon.
Hmm.
Do you believe in Oregon? Are they the true number one team in the country? I mean, on paper they are. AP says they're number one. They had a big game against Ohio State. Did their thing. This Illinois team, man, big win last week at home against Michigan, like we called it. We said that was going to happen. We liked Illinois.
Yeah.
You're going to give me Illinois 31 and a half points with this teaser? Come on. Come on. I There's no way Oregon's beating Illinois by 31 and a half. Um, I just think they're just better. They're just a better team than any of the other teams that Oregon has played. And I see them keeping it pretty close. I even think the 21 and a half is a little too much. Even if you want to take 21 just off the regular
Yeah,
line.
I thought the 21 was a lot too for
Yeah.
who's that? It was an old Ohio State quarterback there, right? Illinois. Was
Um,
it Altmaier
no,
or something like that?
yeah, Altmaier. Yep.
Yeah,
Who's been looking really good.
yeah. I guess he
Um,
wasn't Ohio State. I thought he came from somewhere else. But yeah, no, yeah, but no, he's played really well this year.
yeah. And there's no injuries. Like I was looking around, see if there's any injuries. I mean, obviously the running back, but I don't no key injuries, whereas though is making me nervous that they can't keep this game within 31 points. So give me Illinois plus 31 with that teaser, and then we're going to take SMU minus 1.5 at Duke. I think this is probably going to be Duke's biggest test. They had a good game against Florida State. They look good. I think they're also 6-1. I believe they're 6-1. So you got two 6-1 teams battling. I think SMU just offensively is going to give Duke some trouble. I'd like SMU to win. We're going to bring them down from 11 to 1.5, and we'll just take it that way. Just give me SMU, Illinois, and Navy.
Yeah, that's a pretty solid teaser. I didn't look at the SMU Duke game though. What time is that game?
SMU Duke. Let me just double check.
Just so the folks can see that ticket.
This is a 10:15 p.m. game. I'm
All
sorry,
right,
8 o'clock game.
it is a late game. All right. And you want SMU. Yep. So I think you can do a 10-point. Nope, they won't let you do a 10-point here. So the best you can do is a 7-point teaser. But
Right, you got
you can,
SMU. Mhm.
no, go ahead, bro. You got it.
No, I'm gonna say SMU 5-2 against the spread. It's ATS 3-0 on away games. I mean, it's all leading to me to say that SMU should be able to win this game. I think it's just a tough matchup for Duke right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they have seen an electric offense that they're going to see coming through that door. Now, Duke it's a night game. It's going to be packed house, I'm sure. But I just think that this is going to be a little bit too much of offense for Duke to keep up.
Yeah. I like it. Let us. I wanted to put a teaser together, but I want us to get an NFL so we can get the people out of here. Let's go to switch it up. Let's go to NFL. I know you said you might be going a little bit light on NFL this week. Is that still the case?
Yeah, I mean, I got some plays, but they're more like leans, man. To be honest with you, I got some.
Okay.
I got one teaser. I got a lean, and I got a play. So yeah,
All right, yeah, that's fine, man. I mean, I think that's what we should be looking at and how we should be making sure that we bet, and especially what I just said earlier in the show about people are betting more,
yeah,
putting more money into gambling than they are the actual stock market, which is really crazy to even think about from an investment standpoint. Like, we do this on the regular, we do it every week, but this is not our main investment, right? There's, excuse me, a diversified portfolio that me and the homie farm and all of us have, and I am not putting as much money as I am for my future in stocks because I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking 20 years from now than I am from a gambling perspective. But year to year, I ain't gonna hold you. It might be kind of close.
yeah,
Just because there's more volume, right? It's almost like trading when you bet sports, right? You get that quick, contract right back once you sign up. All right.
Yep.
I'm gonna start it off. Do not have anything on Thursday night football. There was one bet I would lean here for Thursday night football just for the people, just to get some action in. If you want to take the bet, this is not one of my best bets, or it's not a bet that I'm taking. But Cooper Kupp is back. He is 100%, and when I see that, that tells me that he's going to get busy. Line's already up. I mean, look, 5 catches is minus 550. That's ridiculous. So a line is for 5 catches. They don't got nothing else. They don't got nothing else. He's already, the word is they're trying to trade him, right? He's already on the trading block. I wish he would be great here, but then he wouldn't be because you have Jalen Hurts throwing the football.
I don't need no more receivers. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, and then but like him in the slot, like as your 3, because they've been looking for a 3. But they gave up a 3rd for Dotson. So, you're going to give up another one for another receiver? Like, it's not happening. But I would bet here. Let me see if they have the over and under set, and they don't. Like, that's total rushing yards. They don't have total receptions over and under. They don't. They just have the actual. No, here it is. Player total reception 6.5. Yeah, like I would take the 6.5 right here for Cooper Kupp. He might catch 10 balls in this game, to be honest with you. Like even 9. I like the 9. Just touch it real quick. Pause. Yeah, that was pretty bad. My bad, y'all. But I want to get back to the my first best bet, and I've been talking about this bet in the background for some time here. And I'm going to that Baltimore and that Cleveland Browns game. And it's already been announced that Winston is getting the start. Now, I know Jameis Winston is not he's a different type of cat, right? The way he presents himself, the way he talks, but he's been in the game in the NFL for a good amount of time, and he might throw 3 touchdowns and 300 yards, but he will throw 3 picks. But with that being said, this line is super inflated. The Ravens, your camera went out again, bro. The Ravens are the worst passing defense in the NFL. The worst passing. Again, let me say that the worst passing defense in the NFL. Every quarterback that's played them has passed for more than 250 yards. Every team. I think you see a different offense, just similar to that we saw with Joe Flacco. I think you see Nick Chubb get a little bit more involved. He got some play last game. I think you see him ramp up a little bit more. I think this is way too low for Jameis Winston. And then not even that, the Ravens have the best rushing defense in the league. So it's not like they're going to be running the ball that much. This is going to be pass. Winston gets this in his sleep. Give me over 225 yards for Jameis Winston.
I hear you. I agree with you. I mean, we know that Jameis throws that rock, so
Yeah, when
I,
Jameis is going to be able to throw the rock. They
I
got some
I
weapons.
think that's a big play. I think that's a good one. I think it's a real good one.
They got
The only question I have: who's he throwing the ball to? I don't know any other receivers on
Judy. They got Judy. They got
Judy.
yeah, Judy's there.
Oh, that can't be the first name you say.
Judy Njoku, and
Yeah,
the Rook, the shining. He had
yeah.
8 catches and 90 yards.
None of the names make me excited, but I know Jameis can throw the rock, and
Yep.
I agree. I think that's a short for them. I think, like you said, Baltimore's been susceptible to the pass, so maybe Judy does have a good name. Maybe you might want to look at Judy too. You know, you got to throw
Yeah.
the ball to somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do think that's a good play because I think for them to be successful, they want to have to lean on Chubb, right? And then that will help out on him passing the rock. So I agree for sure.
Yeah. They can't. But I think the problem is they can't lean on Chubb because he's not like they're ramping him up. I think he only had like 11 or 12 touches last week. So I think he'll get more for this game, especially if it's close. And he gives the thumbs up, but I don't think he's going to be at his full workload like they would normally do with Nick Chubb. And then I'm not done, man. Give me the Cleveland Browns +8.
Ooh, boy,
Give
you
me,
are rolling.
I got it at 8.5. But give me the Cleveland Browns, man. I think they keep this game close. This, you know what I mean? Like, and not, people are they're riding so high right now. The Ravens, as they should. Lamar looks like the next, third time MVP? If
I
he
mean,
wins it again.
Is it him or is it Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry, man. I mean, he should be right there on that list for MVP.
For sure.
He's going crazy,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't disagree with that. But
but not Sunday, not this Sunday.
well, I think, like I said, man, I think the Browns have a decent defense, and then especially all the chatter about Watson, the crowd booing, you know what I mean? Like I think the crowd's gonna come out and kind of support Cleveland this game.
Okay.
Like
I think they have word. They're looking at Myles Garrett possibly being on the move, potentially stuff like that too. Right?
Yeah, he could be. I don't see how
That's who I would love for us to make a pick. I would love us to be able to throw a line out there for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I wish too, bro.
That don't sound like you happy about that idea.
I wish too.
Maybe that'll surprise us, Howie.
Yeah, I'm double dipping in this game, man. I really like Cleveland in this game, man. I think this is. I think you see that Joe Flacco effect. Like, hold up, Joe just threw for 350 yards with the Cleveland Browns. Like, what? Like he just like Watson has been so bad. There's no way that Winston can be worse. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at in that.
Okay.
In that game. All right, bro. Yeah.
I got 2 plays for the night. First play, I'm just going to take. I think Minnesota is a good team. The line is now 2.5, so the money is coming on the Rams for some reason. Maybe that might be the Cooper Cup effect.
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think the Rams are a good team. I mean, you got Matthew Stafford, who's a good quarterback. He gets one of his weapons back in Cooper Cup. I think Minnesota's defense is for real. I think last week they played well. It's just that you're going against an offense and the Lions that's been doing that to everybody. So, and even with that, at some point in that game, the Minnesota Vikings had took the lead and lost by a field goal at the end of the game. So this tells me more about Minnesota than it does anything else. And it tells me that Minnesota and all the hesitant opinion we have about Sam Darnold is saying that he can lead this team to being a playoff team and go deeper than just that. So I like this. Hey, if the line's going to continue to go down, as long as no injury news pops up in the next couple hours, give me Minnesota for sure in this game. I like them here at -2.5. You get underneath that 3. I think they handle business. Like we both know, we witness Vikings fans travel. That means there'll be a lot of Skull fans inside of Los Angeles. Basketball just started. The Clippers just opened up their new arena. There's a lot of reasons to go to LA right now. And I'm sure Minnesota fans are in LA as we speak and will be loud inside that LA LA
Didn't even
building.
think. I didn't even think about the crossover.
What,
Well, you said the Clippers
basketball?
and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, just a
basketball.
lot of excuses for us to go out, or not us, but obviously, if I'm a fan of the Eagles, I mean, it's just a lot of excuses to go out there.
Yeah,
The new stadium for the Clippers just opened up. Why would I not pay a ticket to go there last night and stay and go to a game here? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of reasons for Minnesota to have an opportunity to be successful. -2.5 on the road, I'll take it all day. I'm okay with the results on that. Another one that's a little sneaky play here that I did want to talk about. And just give me 1 second here. We are going to look at Matthew Stafford to throw an interception,
hmm.
and why. Um, for one, um, Matthew Stafford has struggled against the blitz. I think he ranks in the bottom tier, um, grading the pass against the blitz. Now that could be due to him not having the receivers to help him out. So he does have his safety net and Cooper Cup, which is, to your point, should probably have close to 10 catches. Um, but Minnesota pressures the quarterback is at 31%. So they are putting pressure on quarterbacks, which I think is what's happening over these past few weeks, have been confusing these quarterbacks in the coverages, their schemes, and their defensive um, you know, strategies, right? So they've been pressuring the quarterback at 31%. Their blitz rate is 42%. So this is telling me that, hey, Matthew Stafford's going to be under pressure. He's probably going to be looking to his number one receiver, probably want to check off of that, and it's going to be too late. And there's going to be opportunity for some opportunity. And the key thing is Vikings defense leads the league in interceptions per game. They're averaging close to 2 interceptions a game. That to me is telling me that's all you need to tell me. If they're averaging interceptions a game, something's happening schematically that's getting them picks on top of the play. So give
Mm.
me at plus money, which you should see here,
No,
is
this is minus. This is -112.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That means the money is coming in on it.
Yeah.
I think it opened up at close to like plus 106, 105, something like that.
Hmm.
So if you're seeing -112, I'll take it too. I think it's going to throw a pick. I like that play. So that's a little prop bet that I
Little
think.
Jim, little
Yep,
prop bet for Thursday night football.
just a little one.
Yeah. All right, we didn't get a chance to do gambling nights, so we didn't get a chance to really run it back with them. But let us talk about your Philadelphia Eagles and all the hoot and hollering and chatter that's going on with this game. Taking on and traveling to Cincinnati, our first kind of real test. We got past the Browns. We got past New York, looking, pretty without a sweat, pretty much. But now we get a real test with some real stars on the other side that can make plays, and not just, from a schematic standpoint. It's like you have throw the ball up to AJ and he's going to go get it. Jamar Chase Higgins and Joe Burrow on the other side. The Bengals are favorite -2.5. Total was 48 on the nose. I thought it was like 48.5 at one point. Maybe some money is coming in on the under. I do have a best bet here for this game. I'll tell you in a second, and it's a trendy bet that's been happening. I know you probably can maybe guess it. Don't know why we haven't done it as of yet, but let's get into the handicap and just the breakdown in this game for your Philadelphia Eagles, bro. Who do you like in this game, and kind of why?
This is man. I think they're
It's
two
tricky. I
similar.
think it's a tough
Yeah,
game.
yeah, they're two similar teams for me as far as right now. Not as far. I mean, even when you talk about ability, skills on the teams, I think they're two similar teams. I think they're two teams you can't really rely on right now because you don't know
Mm,
what you're going to get
great.
from week to week. Um, Now, since they're playing each other, it's not much I would look at besides one play that I would play here. All right, if you were asking me who I think is going to win, I would lean Philadelphia with the points
Yeah, me too.
in hopes that they found some type of identity, which
Mhm.
begins with Saquon Barkley and putting Jalen Hurts in a better position to be
There you go
successful
with that bullshit.
off the run. That's what I'm hoping. I think defensively they've grown. I think Vic Fangio got these guys playing at a higher level. We still need to start pressuring the quarterback because if we don't pressure, I mean, last week we had 5 sacks. We
Mm-hmm.
did, right?
Yeah.
Granted, it was Daniel Jones and the Giants offensive line. Okay.
Yes.
But is that going to transfer over to this game? I hope it does. If that happens, then we're going to win that game. If we're allowing Joe Burrow to sit back there like we allow Kirk Cousins to sit back there and pick us apart, no matter how good you think Mitchell is at cornerback, he ain't going to be able to guard Jamar Chase for that long. So that's what we cannot. And then you got T. Higgins on the other side. So that's going to be an issue. Um, no play for me. I would lean the Eagles because I'm hoping that they would come out with the same energy that they came out against the Giants. Who knows what's going to happen? You're going to Cincinnati, but my play in this game would be the first quarter under. Um, Obviously, we all know that the Eagles have not scored a point, not 1 point, not 1 point in the first quarter. I don't that
Ding, 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 and that is my that is my best bet
I
of
don't.
this game.
But Nate, I don't know if we're too late though. That's my problem. Like I
Yeah,
jumped on it.
you know
I jumped
what?
on it last week, and I was on it the week before. I
Yeah,
don't know if we're like to the point where it's like everybody's jumping on it. Oh, they're scoring for sure.
yeah,
In the first
I agree with that. But what I did was I took the
oh,
Bengals to win first quarter.
okay. So or when they're but they're oh yeah,
I went a little bit. I still tackling the first quarter,
they took them to
but I'm taking the Bengals to win the first quarter.
okay.
And I
Okay.
already let me see. So the line is already shifted in my direction, which could be a good or bad thing because like now, like you said, it's a little bit trendy now. But yeah, no, I got it at the money line at minus 130. So I did pay the extra juice. It's already at minus 139.
Yeah, I yet last week I was able to hit double. I was able to hit the under in the first quarter, and I had took Giants, but they were plus a half because they were underdogs in that game. So I was
Yeah.
able to kind of get the plus a half. I think in this game is a little bit different because Cincinnati is the favorite, so you need them to ultimately score in this game. So that's the only tricky part. That's why for me, I'm just going to look at the under, which would probably be 7.5. I
Mm-hmm.
don't see both these teams scoring touchdowns in the first quarter. I don't know what the first quarter line is. This 7.5?
Oh, I'll take a look at the first half. I did want to add to this.
First quarter. First quarter.
Oh, first quarter. The spread is 1.5,
What about the total?
9.5.
Yeah, I like the under there. So that's my play there. Is they're going to be the under? I don't think two scores. I don't think it's going to be 7-10 or 7-7. Um, so yeah, that's my thought on the Eagles, man.
Yeah. So also in this game, like you said, I think this is a tough game to handicap and bet.
Mhm.
I think you're kind of spot on that this game is going to be won in the trenches up front. We got some questionable. I think Zach Bond was on the questionable a day or two ago. I don't know if Mekhi Becton is coming back. Cincinnati had Orlando Brown Jr., their starting left tackle, is questionable. He got hurt against the Cleveland Browns last game. I'm expecting him to kind of play. They have to go all in. They're 0-3 at home right now as well. So they cannot have that. They got to get a win at home and go on. They have to turn it around. They need to go on a run here. Now, like us, they play poor competition. They're 3-1 in the last 4. They beat the Panthers, lost to the Ravens in a nail biter, and then beat the Giants and the Browns on the road. So out of their last 4 games, 3 of those games were on the road, and they got 3 of those wins, but they lost at home to the Ravens. So, like you said, I would lean Eagles here just because it seems like when the competition is higher, they're not doing too well there. The big deal was protecting Joe Burrow. He's been sacked 18 times this year. I don't know where that ranks him against the league, but I'm assuming that's kind of still higher because I think Watson was at like 26 or 27. And he was the most sacked quarterback in the league. Let me just take a look where that ranks him with 18 sacks. So he's right there with Hurts. Hurts have gotten sacked 18 times as well. And we have maybe, what they say, maybe the best offensive line in the league on paper. So, top 10. So they'll be able to get after the quarterback here. I think Fred Johnson is going to have trouble with Henderson. On that other side, Henderson is, I think, tied for third or fourth on sacks with 7 sacks. And we're just getting our footing. So I would lean because of the points with the Eagles, but it wouldn't surprise me if they lost this game. But that is my best bet on this game. Give me money line. I got a little bit earlier for Cincinnati Bengals. Maybe a little bit late to the train, but a trend is a trend until it's broken. So I'm going to follow the trend with the Cincinnati Bengals to be able to win the first quarter.
I like it.
And I believe they've scored in every first quarter as well in every game. I think I looked at that when I was doing this handicap. So I might want to double check me on that, but I want to make sure we get to some of the other games. I know you said you had some leans, so I do have some more best bets. Let me get to those, and then we can circle back around on your leans, and then I'll give you guys one of my special teasers. I'll drop a nice little 10-point teaser for you guys to drop. I do have a nugget though for this Atlanta Tampa Bay game. The line is crazy. I don't know why the line is so short with both Chris Godwin and Evans out. But I just saw, I'm not sure if it's true, but I just saw that Baker Mayfield might get suspended for chewing tobacco on the sideline. Now, if that's true, this line jumps to like at least 6.5, 5.5. So do your research. If you can find some notes on that, he might get suspended because it's a specific rule that nothing with any type of tobacco can be chewed on the sideline. And what he had was a substance. I think it was called like Zane or something like that, that has nicotine in it, which would be considered tobacco. So that's a little gem there to jump on Atlanta, even though I think that line is just weird. And I think it's because Atlanta already beat Tampa this year. So you would think the comeback round would be a little bit different. All right. So for my next best bet is that we're going here. It's the Carolina Panthers at Denver. This line is at 10. Carolina is switching back. Unfortunate accident with Andy Dalton and his family. Had gotten into a car accident recently. I think there was like 2 or 3 days ago. Now nobody was hurt, fortunately, but they are making the switch to go back to Bryce Young for this game, and we already know what Bryce Young looks like with this offense. This is nothing going to be a surprise here. So even though I think he might come back a little bit ready to go, Patrick Surtain is coming back for this game. The line is already moved already. I got the better of the number, and unfortunately, we did this game on a Thursday. Give me team total under. Team total under 16.
That game, it's not on a Thursday.
No. I said we're doing this show. I mean, we're doing the show on Thursday.
Yeah.
So I got it a little bit early when I was doing my my handicap and looking for bets for everybody today. I got it at 16.5. So 15.5 and 16.5, probably not that big of a difference. I don't see how you would get to 16 unless you score a touchdown and, then you have 3 field goals after that. 3 field goals after that. So that could be a little bit tough, but just different defense is going to be all over Bryce Young. So and it's going to be ugly. We already know what he looks like in this offense. Nothing's changed. Nothing's been better. So give me under 16.5.
No, I like it.
And then my next bet, man, F it. We're talking about money. Give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys in this old story rivalry game. Sunday Night Football. Cowboys are +4. I got them at 4.5. I like Dallas here simply because at this point, San Fran just has Brock Purdy. Kittle's hurt. Ayuk's out for the year. Debo's not playing. What's his name? Juan Jennings, I think is his name, is the backup kind of receiver.
Yeah,
He's
Juwan.
hurt. They are a walking wounded team at this moment, and CMC is not coming back until after the break.
That dude, he ain't coming back. I told you he ain't coming back.
He might not even come
He
back.
got he
He
got
might
the
not even
Joel
come back.
Embiid right now.
Yeah, and Ricky Pearson is not going to help you, right? Jordan Mason's hurt now. First is not his shoulder, now his ankle, right? Like they're just banged up, all the way. I think even Nick Bosa was on the questionable list with an elbow issue. So, but offensively, they're going to struggle. And I believe this is a good spot for Dallas with the points here. It wouldn't surprise me if Dallas wins this game, especially coming off a bye. Dallas needs to get themselves right, get back in the winner's circle. Being 3-3 is not good enough, and I think they have enough offensively to be able to do that. Especially coming off an ass whooping like they just did against Detroit. Yeah, give me the Cowboys plus the 4.5 on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, both these teams are injured riddled, right? This is probably a scheduled Sunday night football game that they thought was going to be really, really a dynamic game, and unfortunately, everybody's coming in on a wheelchair in this one.
Yeah, I
So
think Parsons might be playing this game.
yeah, I know he's questionable, but you
Yeah,
still got Dexter Lawrence that's out. I think he's on IR. Cook's on IR. There's a couple other guys that's on IR for Dallas. I would also look into this toward his under. I think this is a good play for the under here. I think obviously Niners going to struggle. Um, Dallas, you know, don't have a
yeah,
run game. This could
yeah.
be a CD
No,
land opportunity. But yeah, I do. I think plus the points is good. This is my only hesitant. That line has not moved.
it was 4.5.
Okay, you're seeing 4. Yeah,
Yeah, it was 4. It was 4.5 because I got it at 4.5.
gotcha. All right, cool.
Well, I got it at 4.5, so it's dropped a little bit. And I do have a player prop that I really like as well. Indiana and the Colts here against Houston Texans. Indianapolis Colts didn't look good last week. I think Buckner might be coming back, so that might help them a little bit here. But the Colts have a bottom 5 run defense, and Mixon's played 4 games, and out of those 4 games, 3 of them he's going over 100 yards.
Makes them be balling.
So I like Mixon over. Do we have his rushing?
Like 80 something.
75.
I like
Yeah.
it.
I like his rushes over 75 and a half. I was looking for his rushing and receiving, but it doesn't look like that line is up yet. But yeah, give me Joe Mixon over 75 and a half. Again, he's been over 100 yards in 3 of the 4 games that he's played this year. And he came back from, I think, an ankle injury last game and looked like he didn't miss a beat. They are a better team when Mixon running the ball, for sure. They look a little bit better, and they're going to lean on him with Nico Collins out. So I wonder what his receiving. He gets about 2 or 3 receptions per game, but it doesn't look like they have the full slate on Bet Parks in terms of their props yet. But yeah, give me Joe Mixon over 75 and a half yards.
No, I like it. He's my fantasy running back, so I hope so.
Yeah, for sure.
I do have one teaser, and then I have a bonus teaser that's a 8-1. So,
All right, let's go.
3-team 10-point. We're gonna go that route again. We're gonna
Yeah, we
take.
can do that on News Johnson.
We're gonna go Detroit here at home.
Yep.
Playing Tennessee. We know the story about Tennessee.
Yep.
They're ready to pack it in. They just got rid of Hopkins. Hopkins is now in Kansas City. Give me Detroit at home. I think Detroit's the real deal. They're following up on their season they had last year. Offensively, they're just too tough to stop, and Tennessee cannot keep up. I'll take them -1 at home. Kansas City plus a half at Las Vegas. Same scenario in Vegas now. Does Vegas still continue to fight? They do. But this Kansas City Chiefs team just knows how to find a way to win. So I'm putting my backing in. I made a mistake last week of not putting my trust in Kansas City, and I decided to put my trust into one of the most inconsistent teams in NFL, and that's the New York Jets, and that hurt me. So I
Yeah,
won't do that again. So we're going to
yeah.
go Kansas City and go what I thought I should have did. We're going to go with my gut here. We'll take Kansas City at +0.5 to win this game. It's in Vegas. It's going to be a Chiefs spot here as far as fans in the building. I think they're going to be able to handle business. You add Hopkins to that mix. I think that would be definitely helpful, even as a decoy if he's not going to be implemented in the offense right away. But I think it's not an issue for them. I know they did lose Juju Smith. I think he's going to be either questionable or out already. But Hopkins is a plug and play. Been around the
Yeah,
league a
he's
long
out. No,
time.
he's out. Juju's out.
Right. Hopkins is a plug and play. You got a quarterback as a quarterback-friendly quarterback that'll be able to figure it out with players. So give me Kansas City to win this game. I'm not even going to talk too much deep about it. And we're going to go Denver at a pick. Denver at home, like you say, you already talked about it. Bryce Young is back out there. We know they
Oh
can't
man,
score.
you didn't talk about all these. Oh, that's the wrong one. You didn't talk about these big spreads now. You
Yeah,
didn't. Now
I
you're
did.
talking yourself into them again.
Well, only because this is why I took the question marks out now. Like I think I just gave you reasons why. Detroit is Detroit. In my handicap, Tennessee can't keep up with Detroit.
Okay.
So unless they all come in and lay an egg, which can happen, they'll be laying an egg. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Kansas City has been showing me they've been finding ways to win, week in, week out, not playing their best football. Las Vegas Raiders are bleeding heavily. We're talking about coaching decisions. We're talking about Tom Brady coming there and making an impact. We're not talking about this year. We're talking about future Las Vegas Raiders. I'm
Yes.
talking about Sunday. And Sunday, Kansas City is the better team, and they've gotten better with Hopkins at their receiver. So we're going to talk about that, and then obviously we know the story about Denver. How I feel about Denver at Denver, Carolina, bro. Bryce Young's coming back out there. If they can't score 15, they're not going to be able to beat the Denver Broncos. And you said Surtain is coming back,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's where I'm at. I just narrowed it down of my action. That's my 3-team teaser, and then we're going to give you a 6-team. It's just 8-1. It's a 6-point teaser that pays out 8-1. Hey, I just seen some opportunity here in these games. We'll
Yep.
take Houston plus. I think it's gonna be Houston +1, or we'll take Houston.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go too deep in it. I think Houston at home. I think it's a bounce back game for Houston here. They win at home. We're gonna take Green Bay, which is
I
also
like.
gonna be
Yeah, I
my
like
play. I
that.
love Green Bay here. That line moved up to
Yeah.
4 now.
Yeah, I like
So
that
we'll
too.
take that to a teaser. We'll move Atlanta to should be +4.
Mm-hmm.
We know that story with Tampa Bay. They're going to struggle offensively. Atlanta should be able to kind of
That line's so weird, though. I don't know why that line's like that.
We're going to take the Chargers to win or
Okay.
to -1. Do we need to talk about the Saints? We saw them last week, right? We don't need to talk about the Saints no more, right?
Nope.
And we're going to take, Seattle and Buffalo's over 40.
Yep.
And then we'll take Minnesota tonight's game plus the 3 or whatever it would be. Now, you can sub in any of these games with Dallas if you want to bring them up to 11. I had them originally written in my card, and I just said, you know what? The Niners coach is a great coach. He'll figure out the way to run the ball against the Dallas Cowboys and could be a little tricky. This is the tricky game. This is why I stayed off. I took away. This could be a little tricky. The line's still at +4 for Dallas, and a team that's coming in with nobody. It doesn't make sense to me. I moved it to the Minnesota Vikings, and that's what it was. So it should be 8-1, but you're getting a +5 nice, so 6-1.
Yeah, 6-1 on right here. All right. I have a teaser too, bro. But I think you're gonna like this teaser. I know you used a couple different books here, but I think I'm gonna get you on this book, man. This is my bonus teaser. This plays out 2.5 to 1, right? But I went a little bit heavy. I went 1.5 units on it. It's already locked in on the go. So I'm just gonna We already did a lot of handicap, so I'm not going to spend too much time on the handicap. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to take Green Bay. This is going to be a 10-point teaser. We're going to take Green Bay. We're going to take the under in this Baltimore and Cleveland game, which I kind of don't like now. I don't know why I did that, but all right, it's all right. The under in the Atlanta and Bucks game, the over in the Bills and Seattle game, the under in the Carolina and Denver game, the Chiefs, the Cowboys. Because it's already locked in, I'm giving it out. Look at this, baby. 10-point teaser.
Sweetheart teasers. Okay.
Called a Sweetheart Football. Paying out plus 261. Look where we're at. We're getting Green Bay plus 6. We're getting under in that Baltimore game, which is kind of iffy now at 54.5. I think when I was looking at this, I was thinking that Baltimore is going to, the Browns defense is going to show up a little bit. I don't know if it's enough, but it's going to show up a little bit. The under in that Atlanta and Tampa Bay, gotta love 56. Over in the Seattle Buffalo game, the under in the Carolina, in what's that Denver game. Then I get the Chiefs to win, and then the Cowboys through the key number through 14, all 10 points. Yeah, give me that, dog. For $1, I put $1.50 on it. That payout is $5.41, man. I really like that bet.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, those numbers look real good.
Those 10, man. It to me, this is worth it. The 3.1s kill me. But
and let me ask you, if you were to push one out, like you say, you weren't confident.
If I would push one out,
would you go? Would you go Detroit there then?
If I would push one out, I would actually probably go. I would actually take this under out. I thought I did this. I would actually take this under. I would take the under in the Eagles Cincinnati game. I don't think this is going to be a shootout. The Eagles defense has actually been like their pass defense is actually really good. And since he's like you, I forget who you called. I think you called James Madison. Since he's like Jekyll and Hyde, like sometimes that offense could be electric, but other time, like most times it's not. Like they scored 21 against the Browns. They scored 17 points against the Giants.
You don't like Detroit there to win?
Yeah, I mean Detroit would be another bet as well. Yeah, because it was Mason. Shit, just put Detroit in that bitch. Get it to over 3-1. Oops, I'm sorry. About 3-1.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you can add. I didn't know if you can count. Oh yeah,
you can add. Yeah,
I mean, I just can't see how they win.
Yeah, I don't see how they win either.
Shit, I would throw in motherfucking Denver in that bitch too. You know me, I keep adding up on that thing. Okay. I don't see how they win. Like what the fuck?
I wonder if it does it. Yeah, look,
374.
Right?
Should I would add?
I mean, like I'm trying to think who else we could add. I mean, it would start right here, right? Thursday Night Football. That's where you would want to start. But I don't have a real good take.
Well,
I mean,
the Vikings is not going to lose. If you add Vikings in there for 10 points, they're not losing by that much to the Rams. Like
I actually kind of like the
7.5 through the 7.5 for sure.
I kind of like the Rams in this game, to be honest with you.
Then go the other way. Go Rams up. Yeah. It ain't enough. It ain't enough, is it? Look at you.
No, it's just too much. 11 picks is way too much. Yeah. Like 11's way too. That's too much.
But you like Minnesota plus 7.5 versus you liking the Rams plus 12.5. That is true.
Yeah, I like the Rams 12.5 more than
over 7.5 for the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I do.
Get the fuck out of here. You do not think the Rams can beat the Vikings by more than 7.5, but you can see Minnesota beating the Rams by more than 12.5.
The only reason why I say that is because when I was kind of handicapping that game and I was looking at Cooper's props, the Vikings have been susceptible to the pass, even though that defense has played well. They've been a little bit susceptible to the pass. or is it to the rush? I think it's to
To
the
the
rush.
pass.
I think it's to the
It's to the
pass.
pass.
And I think you saw that with Detroit, right? They have they got some similar things in Detroit and the Rams, right? They got a capable,
No, they don't.
what do you mean they don't?
Don't they have Cooper Cup and Carrion Williams?
Yeah, that's similar to what the Rams had. I mean, to Detroit has.
What do you mean? Detroit has an offensive. What they got? Like everybody. They got 2 running backs. They
Well,
got
remember
3
Montgomery got hurt.
receivers. He came
Montgomery got
back.
hurt.
He came back and played.
He only had like 9 snaps, bro.
He came back and played. He was playing in the 4th quarter. It don't
Yeah,
matter
but
because their backup running back ran for damn near 100 yards.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's so I'm doing
No,
like I
don't
think
compare
Gibbs is better
Detroit
than
and Rams.
Williams.
They can't Detroit. That's just totally different. You just can't. You just can't.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I don't like the Vikings could very well lose this game by a touch, in my opinion.
And guess what? And you cover.
Yeah,
For
right.
the 7.5.
Give
But
me
you
that
can
hook,
also
baby.
You can also see Minnesota, the Rams losing by more. I can see the Rams losing by more than 2 scores than I can see the Minnesota Vikings not scoring. Like even when they played the Detroit Lions, what was that score? They lost by They lost by 2 points.
Yeah.
First off, Minnesota's 5-1. Let's just take a quick glance. I know we can get off. I know we got to go. 28-6, 23-17 to the Niners, 34-7 against the Texans offense, 31-29 to the Packers, 23-17 to the Jets. And they lose by 2 to the Detroit Lions. You telling me the Rams are going to do something because they got Cooper Cup?
Cooper Cup is a lot, dog. You act like Cooper Cup ain't a lot.
It ain't enough.
It might not be enough, but it's a lot. I mean, they haven't had Cup.
They didn't win with Cup. They didn't win with Cup. They lost to the Lions 26-20. They lost to the Cardinals 41-10.
That's when everybody got hurt in that game.
They beat the Niners. They lost to the Bears. Come on. They lost to the Packers.
Puka get hurt in that Rams Detroit game?
Puka got hurt week 1.
Yeah, he got hurt in that game.
But they had Cooper Cup. That's what I keep telling you. You act like that's all you bring it back is Cooper Cup.
Yeah, you act like that's not like you act like that's not a lot. Bring it back.
I mean, for a team that don't have anything, it is a lot, but it ain't enough for you to beat Minnesota.
Because like Detroit is I think Laporta's okay. I know Williamson is out he got suspended, right, for the 2 games.
Who? For who?
Jameis.
For Detroit?
Williams. Yeah.
Recently, or you mean
something with PEDs?
When? You talking about this week?
Yeah, he's not playing this game. He's out this game.
But he plays for Detroit. He don't play for Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking about it's Detroit and
it's Minnesota. Right. It's Minnesota. Minnesota and the Rams. Listen. It's a new point. But if you like the Rams plus 12.5, then cool. I would probably go Minnesota because I don't think the Rams have enough to really blow anybody out. I would be very surprised if the Rams win by 10 points. It would be a big drop off. But short week, team traveling, West Coast.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Well, we were a little bit kind of long-winded here, but I hope you guys all paid attention, wrote down the bets that you like. Make sure that you guys drop a little note in the description, Money Pot Betting. And if you have or make any tickets or put some winning tickets up there, man, let us know anywhere on Twitter, on Facebook, that you got one of your free bets and some more cash in your pocket because of the boys here at Money Pot Betting. I am Moss Money. That's Be Humble. Good luck, and we will see you guys next week. Go Birds.